Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dad, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to East Troy Middle School. This is Mr. Wick, your friendly neighborhood social studies teacher, and if you're seeing this, you have me again this year for 8th grade social studies. Looking back at last year, all the things we accomplished, starting with the stock market, many of you made money. Then we got into the three branches of government. Boy, one of the things I'm really proud of, you guys pushed hard to get the touchpad taken care of. And now think of all the world with touching everything. What a wonderful thing you guys did. But we move on this year. 8th grade is going to be all about the world and you living in it. I like to call it World Palooza or the World Tour, the 8th grade World Tour. We're going to travel around the world looking at the different physical and human characteristics of different regions and locations. In fact, you're going to find out the difference between regions and locations when we get into the 5 themes. But our year is going to look somewhat like this right here. We'll start the year, like every other year, with the pretest. See what you guys know already about the world that you live in, some of the physical characteristics and the political characteristics. Can you find Afghanistan on the map? Didn't think so. Maybe some of you could. We'll get done with that. Then we'll get into the thematic maps. We started some of that last year, and we'll look at some of the good sources and bad sources. That we started talking about last year is when you go to the internet, as often as we do these days, there's a lot of misinformation. So we're going to start looking at good sources, bad sources, and the creation of thematic maps and being able to understand and read thematic maps. From there, we will move on to the 5 themes of geography. 5 themes, we like to call them Mr. Lip. M for movement, R for region, L for location, I for human interaction, my favorite. We'll do a little project on that, and P for place. We used to have a lot of different activities, but with all the COVID fun we're living with these days, some of those activities are going to change, but you'll see what we do, you'll get to work with those, and you'll find out how we use them as we travel around the rest of the world this year. From there, we're going to travel north up into Canada. And in Canada, we're going to take a look at all the 10 provinces. We're going to look at the 3 territories. We'll look at their economy. We'll look at their, one of the things kids usually are interested in is their socialized medicine program and how that really works. You get a chance to look at that. We'll travel and look at Banff National Park. We'll look at some of the rodeos that go on in Saskatchewan, the Rough Riders. We'll take it all the way across over to Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland. And we'll just take a look around at everything that's going on up in Canada, both past and present. From there, we'll get into Mexico. A lot of the kids like to talk about the underground tunnels in the wall. We'll look at Mexico's economy. We'll look at immigration. We'll look again at the history. I like to tell stories about the Aztecs. From there, we'll move a little further south into 7 Central American countries, Honduras and Nicaragua. We like to get into the Panama Canal. From there, we'll move over to the Caribbean. We'll take a look at many of the islands of the Caribbean, take a little trip, take a little vacation, travel around from place to place, share some things with Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican Republic. And that's pretty well where we're going to end the first trimester. All right, the first trimester, first 12 weeks. I know that's going to be different for some of you. A lot of changes this year. In school here, we have the trimesters, which instead of the 4 quarters now, there's 3 trimesters. All it really means for you guys is I'll be grading you out 3 times instead of 4. All right. A lot of the information stays the same. We just extend the grading period. All right. Still going to communicate with you on a regular basis. Just extend the grading period. So that will all fall into place. But there's three websites I'm going to make available to you in Google Classroom on a regular basis. 3. All right. The first one of my favorites. This one right here. All right, that is worldatlas.com. You're seeing it now behind me. Worldatlas.com will take you exactly like it says, the World Atlas. It will show you the physical features, the political boundaries of certain places in the world. But there's links on it that will take you to many other things, give you the story behind the flag, some of the history of the country, the people that live there, the religions, some of the data breakdown of the country. And what to do if you actually go there, which is kind of cool. So we're going to play a lot with this one. The other website I really like to take you to, and I know this is kind of me being a data geek, so I apologize, is CIA World Factbook, and you'll find that linked again in Google Classroom. And CIA World Factbook, which you see behind me now, as you scroll around CIA World Factbooks, you'll find that data, the breakdown. How does the population break down? What are the ages of the population? What's the religion? What are the crime statistics for that country? What are the military statistics for that country? But the one I look at the most will be on the very bottom, and that is the issues, the current issues of that country. And that's where we'll focus a lot after we get to the political and physical. We'll look at that quite a bit. All right. And the final website I'll take you to, you had iCivics last year. This year you've got Shepherd Software. Shepherd Software is kind of a gaming area where you can practice your countries of regions or continents. It breaks it down on all levels: cities, physical features, countries, anything at all for you to get more comfortable with that area of the world. I will have time set aside where I'll let you play with that just to get comfortable with it. Quiz yourself, test yourself. But my favorite is the drag and drop. You've got the blank map in front of you. You've got to drag it in, drop it and drop it in. It tells you how far off you were by mileage. But those are the three websites that I'll be using quite a bit this year. Hopefully we'll be able to add a couple to them as we go, but those three will be in Google Classroom for you. All that said, here we are at the beginning of the school year. A lot of questions, a lot of unknowns. I'm well aware of that. I'm trying to change all the lessons for 8th grade around this year so that they can be done either here in school. And at school you have the different schedule where you have me one day but don't have me the next, and we have for a longer period of time. Or if something happens with COVID, that we can move it around to make it easier and more accessible at home for the kids to work on things individually and less work. I know at the end last year, my lovely 8th graders, and I love having you back, by the way, things got long with the economic part, but it was good. It was good. You guys did really well on that too. I love the fact you stuck with me, but it was really long. This year, if we run into the COVID, I'm going to be shortening things up a little bit for 8th grade to make sure that you guys are still exploring different areas. I know Mrs. Iadens, formerly known as Miss King, is my teaching partner for 8th grade, and she does a fantastic job of getting the standards mixed in. We've done a lot of things, especially with the back end of the year, but hopefully we'll be back and rolling. The classroom's going to look a little bit different this year. I just want you to know I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. Can't do the high fives, can't do the hugs, can't do all the knucks that we used to do. I like that. We can't do that stuff this year, which is really going to frustrate me. But just know that we're going to do our best to be as entertaining as we can, best to be as educational as we can, and again, just keep communicating with me. That said, in the email you're getting, please make sure you log in to Google Classroom. I'm going to start posting things before the school year starts. So if you want to get a head start on a couple things, be our guest. Be our guest. Get after it. Go have some fun. Other than that, I can't wait to see you again. Hope you're well aware of that. Cannot wait to see you guys face to face. Saw some of you this summer. It was fantastic. But we're ready to roll. And again, moms, dads, please feel free to email anytime you got a question. All right, gang. Take care.